Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the duo that inspired the 2015 Manual on Couples Counseling called I May Be a Piece of Crap, But She's Not Much Better. Please welcome Brian T. Shirley and Frannie Sheridan.
Thank you. Frannie Sheridan. How you folks doing this evening?
Brian T. Shirley, the Shirley and Sheridan Show. I think it's unusual. I know I have not seen a show like this. I am actually performing in a show that I have never seen done. So I'm interested to see what it looks like, to be honest with you, because, yeah, it's unusual.
My name, oddly enough, is Frances Rose Mary Sheridan. It is. I have 4 names, and there's a reason for that, but we'll get to that later. And what I do is I have been for over 20 years a writer and performer, performing, shows about my family primarily, and then stand-up comedy, touring nationally as a solo comic, and also as a speaker, yada yada yada. And so I love making people laugh, but for the right money, I'll depress you.
You like to do a duo, and we have a history, let's just say that. And so she actually initiated the script, and I would just punch it up, basically. That's the word I was looking for. I would punch up the script that she sent me, send it back. Then we started going over the phone with each other, talking about it, and then reading it. So this process has actually taken a year to come to this point where we're bringing it to the stage now.
Okay, his most romantic line. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, it's nice cans, baby.
I was talking about your
Thank
free
you.
porn.
One stage, 2 X's, what could happen? And it kind of examines 2 people that used to be together and how they deal with each other now that they're not together anymore, and the first half of the show is kind of a little bit edgy because we're kind of dealing with each other's animosity a little bit.
Yeah, I get it, Bri. Of course, you only use your computer for emails, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought any differently, just because his email address is Brian's got a big one at yahoo.com.
Thanks for giving out my address.
You are welcome for the free plug, Mr. Brian.
I don't need any free plugs. All right? That was Brian. Got a big one at Yahoo. I understand that the self-respect thing, because I guess, to be honest with you, I do look in the mirror sometimes, and I think to myself, why you lying fucking mirror? That's not the funny part of the show. It's coming. No, I do. Because I'm thinking, why is everything that's supposed to be big tiny, and everything that's supposed to be small big? That's embarrassing. So I just suck in my gut and I look at that mirror and I said, that's the real me. That's the real me right there. Although I must admit, Mr. Kronsky is still small. That's not funny again.
Really, you guys, always worry about the size of your junk. Do you really think women care how big it is? Right?
Take a poll. No pun intended.
Look to make some extra money.
That's called improv.
Whoa.
Are you telling me, and we have a whole bachelorette
Yeah,
party over here,
you'd like to
that
farm me out.
that women do not care about the size of the man's, thing? Are you telling me that?
Of course we care. Yeah, look at the night. What we do, honey, is set the bar lower. Oh! Yeah,
that
baby.
You think I'm going to take that? Well, I'll have you know. It is not the size of the cucumber. It is how well you toss the salad. Did you get that, sir? Is that good business for you?
Yeah, right. Well, whatever. We know how you use it when you're sitting home alone on a Saturday night or whatever. You're right. At that point, size does not matter, my friends.
All right. I get your point.
Yeah.
But I will say this. What do you expect when we're with a woman and she points and laughs and says, who the hell are you going to satisfy with that little thing? You know, I'm like, me. Right? And Mr. Kronsky.
Yeah. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Further confirmation of Brian's bachelorhood.
But I really think it's like that you know, you get on each other's nerves and you just you know, you take the mickey out of each other. And what we're really hoping is that other couples, a lot of exes, people who've been divorced, or not even divorced, just like dated for a while and it's gone bad, are so bitter and harbor so much resentment. And it's a great forum to be able to find the humor in your relationships, even just as a form of therapy. You don't have to do a show about it, and take the mickey out of each other, but be prepared to get it back just as good from your ex, instead of walking around with all this, like, you know, makes you, literally, it's toxic. It makes you sick. So I think that's very relatable. A lot of people would like to make fun of their exes, but, you know, don't know how to. So I think that's, you know, that's why a lot of people, you know, will come to the show, is they want to see me, you know, poke fun at him, and vice versa, and that kind of thing.
Anyway. A lot of sex in this act.
I know, there's a lot. Sometimes this is like karate.
I know. Who wrote it? Oh, you did.
No, it's just, honestly, it's just like a, you know, hand gliding is just a classier word.
Oh, yeah.
No, this looks, come
Exactly.
on, this is a classy
This is a
crowd. Hello.
It is.
You
It's
know?
classy.
Yeah, thank you.
My dad's here, but
Right,
it's still
thinking about
classy.
you, darling. Exactly. No, because, you know, masturbate is just a weird word.
It is.
Masturbate.
It
You know, it
is.
sounds like a technical function that you're obligated to complete, like a chart. Get your masturbating done right now, young lady. Masturbate. Vacuum clean. Rooter. Right? It's just like...
Right. Tom's a masturbator, aren't you, Tom? You figured that out too. But he goes fishing. He's a fisherman. Wow, if you didn't get that shit.
It's a
leave it.
weird word.
It is.
Yeah.
Because masturbating can be a chore, I'll admit. Oh! What do they call masturbating in Canada?
Don't know.
Anybody?
I have no idea.
Curling.
Yeah.
I don't think the Black Bachelorette's got that one.
It's all
I'll
right.
explain it, girls. I'm here for you. All right? Here we go.
Yeah. Magic Brian. Oh.
That's the whacking off part. All right, anybody not get that one? Does not work on that.
Then we go into 2 games of improv, a little sketch part, but then 2 games of improv to kind of bring us back into a therapy type situation, because improv to us was a therapy, you know, playing games and getting out the feelings and involving everything.
All right.
Whatever.
What's wrong, Frannie?
Nothing, dear.
Oh, crap. You know Tom very well, and every man in here should, that when a woman says nothing's wrong, everything's wrong.
Sisters.
Here's what we're going to do, because I know when she's pissed off. I know y'all came a long way to see this show. You paid a lot of money, but we've got to just, for a second, kind of just stop, because I want to get you in the right frame of mind.
Okay.
So come over here,
Okay.
sit down, please. Now, let's get to the bottom. Miss Frannie, tell me about your first sexual experience.
My first sexual. Oh, yeah, it was sad.
What happened?
My batteries died.
All Okay. Recommend Duracell. That's very funny. Let's try a sexual experience you had with a human being, right?
Oh, okay. My first boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. Total workaholic though, man. Ugh.
Men are workaholics, right?
Yeah.
Most of us are. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he wasn't just a workaholic. He was an auctioneer.
Ah, auctioneer. Wait a minute, I was an auctioneer.
Oh, bingo! And you were a total workaholic. You couldn't even separate yourself, from your work in the bedroom. You know what he was like? He was like, do you want me to stick it in now? Stick it in here, stick it in there, stick it in everywhere. You're coming once, you're coming twice, you're coming 3 times. Sold! So romantic.
And then it evolves into us sharing therapy that we actually attempted when we were a couple with the audience in the form of involving the audience. So all of a sudden they become part of our therapy.
You know what I brought though to the back of the donkey? Because I knew we were going to Timbuktu. Guess what I brought? I brought suppository. Oh yeah. I'm going all the way, baby. You ain't slowing my ass down. Pun intended.
Well, if you stick it in the donkey, there won't be a whole lot of air conditioning.
No, there won't. What about you? Did you bring anything?
Did I bring anything when I'm on the donkey? Because I can't wait to get there, so I brought a... And what else? I brought a strap.
Well, it's a good thing I brought that suppository.
My name is Beauregard Hampstead Hostin Festival IV, twice removed, and I will be the defense attorney.
Wonderful. Twice removed, doesn't that make you the second, not the first?
That is a legal matter that my lawyer is attending to right
All right.
now, ma'am. As you know.
Oh, well, this I gotta see.
Have a full calendar. Anyway, I would like to go ahead and get with the prosecution, the defense of this my client who is accused wrongly of prostituting at a zoo.
Sugar the captain.
Heard of anything? My client, ladies and gentlemen, will be out here shortly. His name is Mr. Blim Dortman. My client will be right out. Here he is.
Why is he wearing that helmet? He looks like he has a hole in the head.
Excuse me, madam. This is a cranial protective device that he wears in case of hidden door jams or ruffians accosted him in the alley and such. He is a very innocent man.
You're sugar the captain, I don't believe it.
Well,
And I just rode in from the Lower East Side of Monk's Corner.
my client has traveled far and wide to be here to save his valuable reputation.
And my ass hurt.
He's telling the truth because the point is that he is a freak nasty maid of honor, and I mean that in the best sense of the word. He is a freak nasty maid of honor. Look at him. Freak nasty maid of honor. Ta-da! What other proofs do you want?
Madam, what he does.
Freak nasty. Shit your thing. Shit your thing. Thank you very much. I'm sure it happened.
Where do I get these clients, Lord? There's no way that he.
Freak nasty,
Let me
baby.
finish. I'm respectable and nice city. Now, he was not prostituting at the monkeys because he was kissing birds. Why did they get on? Right, kissing birds. So if he was kissing birds, there's no way he was prostituting because he was doing it for free, weren't you?
Now I'm doing the other thing.
you a little dessert. Okay. And I'll tell you exactly the reason that he was Mr. Fleek Nasty, because dolphins think you're ugly. Tin! And I should have said it earlier. Really. And if the dolphins think you're ugly, you can imagine what the chimpanzees think of you.
Dolphins have the ocean and such in front of them. They cannot see correctly from the bottom of the sea. How's that anyway for them to tell?
They sonar. Haven't you watched National Geographic? You
No,
should
madam,
have
I've been too busy studying the law so I can defend this man. Because,
Waste
quite
of life.
frankly,
Waste of a human life.
wild bachelor. Quite frankly, shaving with a single blade razor and cutting your throat is not the way to operate during that time. So he's in.
I got nothing.
Well, here, check something. You will now understand. Ladies and
Alright.
gentlemen of the jury, I put my client on the stand. You will see that he has been fine and honorable man, as he has not worked or any such things so far. Do I need to explain that one? So tell these kind people of the jury why they're the way that you are.
Because I love you.
There you have it.
It comes from a good place.
Well, now you know.
It comes from a good home.
This man has once again proven that he gives it out for free.
And then we go back to the script where it's kind of, we're more cohesive. We're not together, but we're, we kind of feel like it's almost like a circle. We were apart, then we come back, but we're still apart, but we're happier. Let's put it that way.
Frannie Sheridan.
Thank you.
Make some noise for Frannie.
That was honest. Man, it's really not no, but that was, and I heard you talking to them about, you guys enjoyed this, because it's fun getting to know real things about that.
Fun, knowing.
Wow, like with improv and stuff, we get to, get little pieces of you, which is
Right.
cool. Because
We joke about not being victims. You know what I mean? And because we both have very strong opinions that humor is a great way to empower, to make fun of when people try to, make you into a victim. Humor always breaks that mold. So if you make fun of yourself first, nobody else can, right? It's that, like, if a bully, tries to bully you, if you make fun of yourself first, it takes the power and the sting out. So, like, for example, we deal with the whole, issue of, being a victim. And I'm like, victim schmictum, and this is totally true. Like, I'm actually a child of Holocaust survivors for real.
in my case, of people, like, both my parents
Right.
are Jewish.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but this is totally true. They raised me Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's now, I remember you telling me about that, Frannie, when
Yeah.
we were together, but I never really understood, how that worked. I mean,
Yeah,
being
well,
Jewish, not knowing she did not know she was Jewish
right.
till I don't know a certain age your dad told you.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with all that?
Well, my parents, my mom was really passive aggressive. Right? You met her once, but I mean,
Yeah.
at Christmas she circumcised the gingerbread man.
I ate one.
Totally true, right?
Yeah.
And like my dad, my dad was like, he talked like this. He was so obviously Jewish, like, he went to church every Sunday, right? And at communion, he complained. He fetched all the way to communion. He'd be like, I can't eat this cracker. It's so dry. These are schmear cream cheese, milk, pickled onion stuff. What is this track? And then, really? What?
Well, Jesus was Jewish.
Yeah,
Right?
Jesus was a good Jew.
Yep.
Right, and so my dad would totally note that. He'd be like, Father, Jesus was a really good Jew, right? So, but it kill you to get me a pickle, have salad, inside cold frozen potato salad. The priest was like, Dr. Sheridan, here's a fresh cracker. Body of Christ. And my dad would go like, No thanks. I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah. I was raised Catholic,
Yeah, I know.
and I was a lonely kid. Well, you remember that. Well, you weren't there. It's true. It's true. How do you do that? Anyway, it was lonely, you know. So I would go to confession, right? And it was like therapy, you know, the priest. And they'd give me somebody to talk to. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, after 30 minutes, you'd go, next! This priest was young. He was like in his 20s. You know, he was a young priest. And I guess me and my buddies were kind of teenage, no teens. And then he was kind of naive, this priest. My friend would go in there, and he was the one that got all the girls, you know, this guy, this friend of mine. And so he's telling the priest about one night where he's got twins in the room, you know, in their room.
Oh.
And then the mom walks in, right? And of course the priest is not, so he, instead of going, yes, my son. No, he didn't do that. He went, really? No shit. Were you in the middle? Was it like a sandwich? What happened?
Wow, right.
So the aspect of our families, because you know, when you're married to somebody or you're going with somebody or whatever the thing is for a long time, you're going to meet their families. And we both have stories about our families, and sometimes the stories there's stuff she's sharing that I didn't know about her family, and the same here. I'm sharing stuff about my family that she didn't know. And let me tell you, we all have crazy families, and we all have people in our family that we go, oh man, I don't want her to meet this person, or I don't want him to meet Uncle Frank or something. So that's one big thing there, is the family aspect of it, I think, is a big part of the show.
I think family is important too.
Mine is, and kind of kooky.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. No, see, Brian remembers. I have a cousin.
I didn't hear the
Can I
whole
tell
story. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a cousin who, I'll fill in the blanks. She is a dyslexic, psychotic stripper. No, for
That's
real.
what I never heard. Yeah.
No, she comes on stage already naked. Then gets dressed, jumps into a cake, and eats herself.
Yeah, wow. Oh, man. What kind of cake was that? Devil food? Or,
What?
I mean, I'm sorry, what did your family think of that?
My family, well, it's in the genes, you know. Yeah, like my Aunt Salma says, it's a living. Right?
We annoy the shit out of each other. You know, I guess really just like if we hadn't dated, if we hadn't had a romance together, then we'd have less to share because, you know, that's what we're making fun of on stage. And so, you know, I mean, he has a tendency to go on and on and on and on and really never get to, you know, the climactic point. And let's just say that's emblematic of our sex life.
She ruined my life for other women.
No bullshit. I started going bald. I told my dad. I complained to him about going bald. You know what he says? He says, don't worry about that, son. Going bald, women see it as a penis symbol. Mine's not a phallus. He's like, thanks, Dad. They ain't call me a dickhead.
People have things that they can't stand about each other after a couple of years or whatever, living with them. So, you know, murder's not an option. So I figured, you know, we'd best be on separate sides of the planet if possible.
Like a lot of the shows ascend up as sexuality, and I think it's really important. Again, that's about not being a victim, you know, especially as a woman in this day and age, to be able to, you know, have clever jokes about sexuality. I think is really important, especially with a lot of the oppression against women in the world, you know, outside of America. So I think it's so important to celebrate, you know, being a strong female and not a bitch, you know what I mean, but like a, you know, having joie de vivre and enjoying it and getting the shame out of sexuality and you know what I mean. And so that's a big part of the show because it's also a big part of what we don't have in our relationship, anymore because we're not dating. So it's a little bit of a subtext of like that energy is there, but instead of, stooping each other in bed, we're stooping each other on stage. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
I think one of the big connections is now that I've gotten older, my boobs are almost as big as hers, and that's just generally. I think that might bring us closer because I could wear her bra.
Really would be super cool if not only people took away from the show that it was entertaining and interesting and different and fun and all that, and but that it's inspiration for couples. To not because a lot of times even people who are married and it's like really just a business relationship, or they just don't have the energy to leave, or it's only for the kids. And I'm not judging, we've all been there, but there's a lot of fun that's missing. So maybe for married couples who maybe are going through a bit of a rough time, or just people who are dating, they can realize that they can have more fun. There can be more humor, be self-deprecating, make fun of themselves as well, because there's some of that, and take all the tension out. I hope what I hope they take away is that stress and tension can be turned into sarcasm if it's done with humor. Humor is such a great tool, and if people are exes and they're sitting there like my husband, and so many people are like, oh, my wife is such a bitch or whatever. Instead of that, it's find the funny, you know what I mean? Because you're messing yourself up if you're sitting on all that toxicity. So hopefully people will get some inspiration about how to turn their pain into gain when it comes to relationships.
In real life, I have hair and she has a personality. I also go on stage naked, but that's not in real life. That's a dream that I often have, and thank God she's not in those dreams anymore, because that's what drove me to kill that squirrel.
Also, your fear of clowns. We didn't have about that.
But everybody's scared of clowns, right?
No. I toured with a clown.
Yeah, well,
Right? Remember that?
Yeah, well, I slept with a clown. No name to mention.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, I think we should stop here.
Yeah?
That way we can do another show. A full show.
Yeah, but what if this fabulous audience doesn't come back, Brian?
Well, I guess I'll go back to being an auctioneer and you go back to stooping clowns.
Like this?
Don't wake up Mr. Kronsky. I'll be up all night with that son of a bitch.
We are so over, my dear. So is the show.
Thank you. That's our show. Shirley and Sheridan Show.
I'm not built strong like maybe you are. I don't belong as much as you show. Can't get a grasp on how to make a